Miss Anjali Bakshi. She's an AI and machine learning educator with 4+ years of experience, having trained thousands of students across universities and regions. She specializes in AI, machine learning, deep learning, Python, data analytics, and visualization, combining strong conceptual teaching with practical tool expertise like IBM Watson Studio and IBM Cognos. Her focus is on building real world AI and ML skills that prepare learners for industry success. So, Anjali, welcome, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Tanuja, for the welcome. Hi, good evening, everyone. How are you all? You can use the reactions to interact, or if chat is unable, you can use the chat also to interact throughout the session. Okay, I can see a lot of people with thumbs up. Great. Okay, so let me share my screen first, then we will start. Okay, my screen is visible to everyone. If yes, you can give the thumbs up or yes in the chat. Okay. Okay. So first we begin. I want an honest answer from you all that how many of you feel that you are 100% clear about your career path, what you want your career path to be. You can use the chat to interact. Now chats are open. How many of you are 100% clear? Okay, Shivansh is clear. What about the rest of you all? Okay, clear. Shubham is not clear. Okay, I can get a mix of responses. Some of you are clear, some of you are not clear, right? So that's normal, pretty much normal that today we will not be discussing about AI theory. It's not about AI to design our career strategically. We will be seeing that how AI is changing our career paths basically. So let's start with the today's session. So, why career readiness matters today? What do you think? Means the world is evolving so fast. Skills that are valuable right now will be valued in the 5 years or not. So, there are multiple questions around in you also, in us also, everyone who is working in this domain. That is the AI domain. So, what do you think that which skills are valuable or will be valuable for the next 5 years? Tanvi says we need to be updated. Right, that's a great observation. Okay, you can use your ChatGPT or Gemini. Tell me which top 5 emerging career in the next 5 years. I want 5 top emerging careers in the next 5 years. What do you think? You can use your Google. Okay, I got one answer as AI expert, AIML, DevOps. Okay, data analytics. To be clear, data analytics is not a career, it is a field. Data analyst is a career domain. AI engineer, DevOps, okay. Prompt engineer. So we have top 5: data analyst, AI engineer, cyber security, AI developer, and this is what I can see. Cyber crime lawyer, that is a different one. So what do you think? With these top 5 technologies or career paths, what are the skills required? What are the skills required to be a cybersecurity analyst? What are the skills required? One says coding, okay. Cloud computing, okay. What else? Linux, great. Python, DSA, coding, okay. A lot of people with coding. Okay, okay. Next question. So, what do you think? What is important to be a AI/ML engineer? That was the most which you guys answered. That AI/ML, AI engineer. Machine learning, Python, ML. What else? algorithm. Okay, so you can see that this is what you know about. I can see DSA coding. So you guys, for every domain which you mentioned, you have a mix of, you can say, skill set which you are mentioning, mix of career paths which you are mentioning. So where AI can help you is when we want to be aware of what career paths would follow and what skills are required for a particular career path, which tools are important, which career paths can help us in future 5 years or is in trending. This all we will be discussing in the nearby or in the further class. So I got a very long answer by someone. Strong mathematics, algebra, probability. Okay, I got a whole skill set. So here also we have NumPy, Pandas. So one thing to highlight here is if you are mentioning AI, ML, AI engineer, and anything. So coding itself is not the only skill which is required right now. Coding is a very niche skill that is required or that is mandatory, that is expected from every student right now. So that is not, you can say, a very top skill, that is mandatory. Being aware of AI, that is mandatory for today's thing, right? So how the career or the career trends or skill discovery is helping us. As you can see, you mentioned few careers. So if you do the same process using chat gpt, Gemini, or Google, we get 5 or 6 emerging careers in sustainability, most importantly in healthcare and technology. These are the top, you can say, sectors in which the job roles is increasing right now. Depending upon these job roles, we can also look for which skills are in demand or what employers are looking for. And accordingly, we can have a career plan for us using the tools. That is where you can say we can be aware of career trends and skill discovery using the AI tools. Now, before we move forward, I want to ask from you all that what is AI? What do you understand by AI? Apart from the full form, that is artificial intelligence, what you understand by AI? Sorry. Raw data, helping assistant, work like human brain, man-made intelligence, which helps us to do our work. Okay, somewhat correct that you are telling me the use cases where AI is in uh, helping us in our day-to-day work, right? Sakshi gave me answer. Machine that is trained to work like human being, right? So AI is basically when we are training a machine to behave in an intelligent manner artificially. That is what AI is. Now, how AI learns. So yes, now the next question. I have got enough responses for what AI is. How AI is learning. How we are training the machines. So we got the answer that technology that we are training to behave like a human brain. Okay, previous data using raw data. Yes, somewhat correct. Using the raw data, or you can say with the experiences, experience learning from data, interactions. That is how the machines are learning, right? I'm getting AI agents, LLM. We will get to this also. Don't worry. Okay, then how you mentioned that AI is helping us to assist. How AI is helping humans in assistance. Mention two tools which help you in assistance. Any two tools which helps you in assistance. Google, Gemini, Chat GPT. Okay, let's stick to Chat GPT. What do you use Chat GPT for? What do you use Chat GPT for? In daily life, mention two tasks. What do you do with Chat GPT? I got one, problem solving, asking questions, study, coding, clearing doubts for versatile knowledge. Okay, okay, fine. Got your answer. So we will be coming back to ChatGPT soon. Let's move forward. So as you can see that AI is already a part of your day-to-day life, that you are using Google engines when you now search. Earlier, we used to do? That if we have to search for something, we used to go on to the Google, we used to go on to the Chrome. Now when we open Google, first thing we get is the Gemini suggestion, Gemini output, right? Because with Google search engine also now AI is integrated. Similarly, if you open Microsoft Edge, we have the bench integrated into it, right? So now every search engine is AI enabled, which is understanding our queries and delivering the relevant results. And then we go with the other links which we get in the Google. Second, in smart recommendations, how you get recommendations? Have you ever noticed that when you search for example, if you search for a black t-shirt in Mintra, and when you open the Instagram, you start seeing the similar ads on the Instagram of the same t-shirts. Did it happen with you also? If yes, mention yes. Okay, yes, yes. So how it happens? What do you think? How it happens? Cookies, okay. Apart from cookies, how it happens? What is happening at the back end? Okay, so basically what happens is as mentioned, cookies. In cookies, what we have the data only, right? On which content we are scrolling much, on which content we are spending more time on which content we are uh, watching repeatedly. That content is recommended for you, right? There, Pooja, right? There is algorithm in the machine learning. So we have different machine learning algorithms which are working at the back end, which is storing our data, preferences, behavior, and doing the recommendations for us. So that is the AI which we are dealing on the daily basis from morning till night. Then we have voice assistants, Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, through which we interact with our machines. So this was AI which was in daily life. Now let's see how AI is transforming the careers. So as you mentioned, AI engineer. Now, if you have seen the shift in the jobs, that now with every, like if there is a web developer written, AI is either written at the start of the title name or at the end. That is how AI is impacting the jobs. It is creating new job categories like from a prompt engineer. Earlier, there was no career path from a prompt engineer, right? There was no AI ethicist. Now we have prompt engineer, we have AI ML engineer, we have AI ethicist, we have AI designers. So with every job category which was already existing, we now have a AI part integrated with that. So basically, why it is happening? What do you think? Why it is happening? Earlier also we were having the developers. Now we are having AI developers. So why it is a shift? What do you think? Advanced one, okay. Not exactly the advancement. I would say that, see, the AI is there. The companies need to buckle up. They need to understand. They need to stand in the market. So for that, they need the employees who know how to work with the AI. Now, why we have to integrate the AI in our work? How it will help us? What do you think? How it will help us, that if I integrate AI in my work, it will help me. In which manner it will help me? Like you mentioned, it is helping you in problem solving, it is helping you in question answering, effective and efficient. Right, Richa? I got the right answer. Sahil, reduce time. Great. So we have the work which we were doing as a student, you were doing, or as the employee, we were doing. For example, I have to write a mail. It would take uh, around 20 to 30 minutes to frame a proper professional mail, right? Or if I want to send a professional mail to a principal or to the university teacher or to some professionally, I want a proper formatting. For that, it takes 20 to 25 minutes. Now, what happens? Now, the scenario is changed. What we do? We simply write in the chat GPT, draft a mail for me for this purpose. We instruct the GPT and we get the mail in seconds, not even minutes, right? So our efficiency is increased, our performance is increased, and we are being more creative. That with the creative ideas of the AI, we can integrate our intelligence also into it, right? So it won't it won't ever be like AI would be replacing humans or AI versus humans. It will be always that using AI versus humans who are not using AI. So if we ever discuss about will AI replace humans? No, AI won't replace humans. But the people who know AI would eventually replace the humans who don't use AI or are not willing to use AI, adapt with the change, right? So if AI is so powerful, how do we control it? Let's see that. Okay, so what is a prompt? What do you think is a prompt? We have discussed about AI. What is a prompt? Have you heard the word prompt? Instructions to AI. Okay. So you are right that prompt is questions given, not questions only. I would say set of instructions we give or we provide to any machine, to AI, so that we can get the result or the output we want. That is the prompt. You are right. Now, what is prompt engineering? What is prompt engineering? First, you answer, then I will go through to that slide where we learn how to give optimal print so as to get knowledge, how to make effective prompt, writing instructions in such a way. Okay, somewhat correct, but what is prompt engineering is like when we are basically designing or creating an effective instructions, or we are designing the intelligent instructions. That is what prompt engineering is. Means mastering, right? For me, mastering the way to the instructions, because instructions can be anything, right? If I tell you to write an article on leadership, what prompt you will give to the chat GPT? Tell me in the chat. If I tell you I want an article on leadership, what prompt you will give to the chat GPT? I got one definition of prompt engineering. Great, Ritik. So my next question is, if I want an article on leadership, what prompt would you be giving to ChatGPT? And don't use Google for answering here. That this is a normal discussion going on. So write what you know. I need a prompt on leadership. Okay, give me 500 word long passage on leadership. Okay. Provide me an article about leadership. Okay. Okay, so let's open. Let me share my whole screen once again. And let's open ChatGPT. Okay. So I got few responses. I am copying one of them. I got provide me an article about leadership. Let's copy it and see what we get. So I got other responses also. Write an article on topic leadership, which is professional. Suggest some best article on leadership. Okay. So see, I got an article on leadership. What do you think? This is the best possible outcome which I could get? Yes or no? Or was this prompt a good prompt? We can elaborate. I think it is already elaborated. Write article. I got one improvisation. Write article on leadership as a best writer. Okay, let's see this. It can be more specific in short way. Okay. Okay, I got some output. Now let me go back to the PPT. Now see the difference between we everyone knows we on a daily basis we interact with Chat GPT, Gemini. Now where prompt engineering comes into play is that it might be happening with everyone. You ask some question to the Chat GPT, you get some response. If you don't get the appropriate response, what you do? You iterate. You reiterate till you get the best response. That this is not the good response. Okay, if it is a paragraph, give me in pointers. Okay, I don't want in this language, give me in Hindi or give me in English or give me in a professional manner or make it some polite manner. Right? We do this unless and until we get a output which we need or which we are expecting. It happens with everyone. Yes or no? It happens with everyone. Okay, I got to answer question, ma'am. How we can confirm? You will get to know, Mahavi, till the end of the session the answer of your question. Okay, yes, yes. I always ask for a easy way. That's great, Vikram. If you ask for a easy way, what happens? So why we are learning prompt engineering is how we can be efficient. See, it is of no use if you are sending, if you are, for example, we are drafting a mail. In reality, if you draft a mail on your own, it would take 10 to 15 minutes, right? If you are good at writing or if you know writing normally. But if we use ChatGPT, it would take around, you can say, 5 minutes. Maximum I can say is 5 minutes to draft a mail and send. But in case you are not good at prompt engineering or your prompt writing skills are not good, what will happen? You will struggle 15 minutes to get a proper appropriate draft created by ChatGPT. So I think that is not a efficiency. What do you think? Is it a efficient manner? Is it efficient? That is not efficient. We are spending more time using the AI tool rather we would have done it without it, right? So there prompt engineering comes into play that we have some bad prompts, we have great prompts. So if I talk about like one of the sorry. So one of the example is mentioned here, write about marketing. So this is a bad prompt because I have not mentioned the instruction properly. Now, if I go on the right side, where I am giving, write a 150 word explanation of digital marketing for a college student in simple language with 3 examples. So my instruction is now clear. And so similarly will be my output, which would be more clear, right? So as we say, if you give the garbage in, you will get the garbage out. So your input matters what kind of accuracy or what kind of output you are getting, right? So let's move forward with this only, that why prompt engineering is important, because your accurate results is dependent upon what input you are giving, what prompts you are giving. So if you want precise relevant answers in less time frame to become efficient, you should know how to write a good prompt, and you should utilize it in your daily life, not when only in your exams or when you are sitting in the interviews. It saves time because it increases our efficiency. It controls the output, means we don't have to reiterate. We if we in the first prompt only, like in this one, if I have given for the college student, I want language, I want simple, and I want 3 examples, and I have given the word limit also. So my instruction is so much clear that I need not to reiterate. So with this instruction, I would reiterate maximum of one or twice, not more than that. But with the first prompt, I would have reiterated at least 4 to 5 times to get to my final answer what I want, right? So it increases our productivity as well. So let's see how we can, what pointers to keep in mind while we are writing a prompt. So what do you think? How we can improve this prompt? I use this only, write about leadership. How we can improve this prompt? What are the missing elements in this? By using constraints. Which constraints, Bhargav? Highlight those. Accuracy. Accuracy is the output. Accuracy is not the input. We can specify the length, can we write? We can specify that write about leadership in 150 words, in 200 words, or in 1 page, right? Or in 10 bullet points. That is what we can do. Or we can tell for what purpose I want the leadership points to be written for. For a college student, for a you can say for a university student, then I can tell the tone, I can tell the format, or I can give the examples, right? So how these missing elements to be figured out, let's move to the main point, that is the golden prompt formula. What is the golden prompt formula we have? We have four things which we need to keep in mind whenever you are writing a prompt. So first thing is role. What do you understand by role? What is role? When we are telling the AI a role. For example, right now I am an instructor for you, right? That is my role. Right now, what is your role? A student. That is your role. So if a manager is using a chat GPT, what it and the manager wants the output for a manager only. So what it will tell chat GPT? Act as a manager. If I am working as an instructor and I am taking out some output for me as an instructor only, I will tell chat GPT, act as an instructor, act as a manager, act as a student, right? So act as a designer. Right, Cheshta, you are right to make AI act as someone when we are giving a role to the AI. Second thing to be kept in mind is task, means define what to do. Define what to do means what are the instructions? Like we mentioned, write about leadership. That is the instruction, that is the task, right? Or explain me about NLP, explain me about AI, or draft a mail for me, draft give me the summary of this document. These are all the instructions, tasks, what we want from the AI. Third thing, third is your context. What do you understand about context? What do you understand about context? So context is basically, for example, if I am creating a summary of, for example, this PPT only, I want the summary of this PPT. So how can, if I tell ChatGPT, give me a summary of my AI PPT, is ChatGPT having the access of my PPT? Yes or no? ChatGPT by default is having the access of my PPT? Yes or no? No, because ChatGPT is trained of billions of parameters, but not on our personal data, not on our personal information, or it is only trained on the data which is available to everyone, either on Google, search engines, platforms, websites, right? But not the information which you are creating or which you have. So if there is anything, any document which is not provided and you are referring to that and expecting the output, you should give the background details. Either you give the PDF, you copy paste the content that this is what I'm referring to, or you give the background details that this is the trailing mail. Now draft a response to this trailing mail. So I would copy paste the mail which is above and then I can draft a new mail to it. But before drafting the mail, I should give the context if I have four mails which is ongoing, right? That is called as providing the background details. And the fourth point, which is very important, that is format, wherein we specify the output style. Output style. What do we mean by output style? What do we mean by output style? That we want in the form of paragraph, we want in the form of bullet points, we want in the form of one page pointers, we want a mix of paragraph and bullet points, or we want with examples, right? So that is the format. Example dashboard, or means in which format I want the output, style of the output, right? So whenever you are creating any prompt, these three or four things to be kept in mind, which will eventually lead down, increase your efficiency and get you with a better prompt, right? So let's move forward. So first thing which we discussed was role, like act as a marketing expert, act as a social media manager, act as a career counselor. So not keeping much time here, we have discussed this. Task, be specific. Means instead of writing explain artificial intelligence, be specific. Explain artificial intelligence in 100 words using which language? Professional language, friendly language, simple language, and real life examples, or with um with some demos or with some experiments, with some activities. So you have to mention that, right? So clarity indeed will reduce the confusion. Then the third and the fourth point we mentioned was context and the format, so that AI could understand you much better and give you a good result. Then coming to usually how this is how we interact in assignments also. If we give a question to chat gpt and we want a assignment answer, we need to be specific, otherwise you would be iterating. If you know coding, see, when you if I uh, take some python code from chat gpt, it happens that if I copy paste that in my visual studio or somewhere, it doesn't run. Why it happens? Why it happens? Because you cannot fully rely on AI. You need your intelligence also to be taken into consideration when you are taking some output. You have to review what output you are getting. So next thing we have is, for example, these were the common things. Now, if we talk about career readiness specifically, like your resume framing, your LinkedIn profiles build, or if you are preparing for interviews, which is important in career, how you can take help of AI in that case. So, how many of you have already created a resume? How many of you have already created a resume? Some of you says me, not now. Okay. So, you must have heard about ATS score. Have you heard about ATS score? Yes or no? Yes, no. Okay, mix of answers. So see, what is ATS score is when your resumes get shortlisted, or when HR screen your resumes, they give you a scoring that is called as ATS scoring, right? So when we create our resumes, it happens that your resume screening is not done, your resume is not selected, your CV is not selected. It happens. HR right, shorting में help करती है company को. So right, your resume is not selected. Why your resume is not selected, or why um, your resume is screened out? In that case, what we do is, when right now, what people who are aware of AI, how they are creating the resumes now. Do you think HRs are manually sitting and scoring down 100 of resumes? They are also nowadays using resume screening applications. They are using machines, they are using sites, so that they can scan through the resumes very fast. And that machines, that sites, or that models are working on the AI itself. So what if you create your resume through AI only? Your chances of getting selected automatically increases, right? So if I tell you that you have to create your resume using Gemini or Chat GPT, what prompt would you write? Give me the prompt. What prompt would you write? If you create a resume for me, okay. If you already have a resume, if I tell you that your resume in one of the interview was not selected, you have to reiterate your resume. So what prompt you will write to update that? So see, when we are working on the resume, I mentioned first thing as the role, right? So if I have any resume, so how we can, let's see in this. So here you can attach your resumes also using add photos and files, right? So here I think I have some resumes present. So if I want the scoring for this resume, what I can do? What I can do? I can give a role, act as an ATS recruiter or a HR recruiter, right? Score my resume. This is not my resume. This is sample resume. Just giving you a demo of it. Score my resume for example, which role? For a, let's say, for a AI engineer role. So I have mentioned the role. I have mentioned what task to do, that is score the resume. I have mentioned for what purpose, that is for AI engineer role, and suggest me the improvements. This is still a very short, you can say prompt. You can more enhance it. So see, ATS score for a AI engineer is 38 out of 100. which is ChatGPT giving. If you use the same prompt and same file on Gemini, you would get some variations. And see, the category is distributed. You have how much technical relevance you have, what are the keywords used. Now in ATS, major thing is your keywords. Make sure in your resumes, is in your LinkedIn profiles, you have the relevant keywords mentioned, which helps every recruiter to, you can say, I catch your resume or I catch your profiles, right? So your project strength, experience relevance, resume structure, and impact and metrics. Now, it is also telling me why this resume is weak for AI engineer role. So it is mentioned. Now it will highlight what this I have to add to make it ATS friendly, right? So this was a demo. Now how you can utilize it? What you can do for this? If you already have a resume, you can tell ChatGPT to act as a recruiter, help you create a ATS friendly resume, and tell, first of all, if you already have, you can tell to update or tell what to update to get it ATS friendly. In case you don't have, first you have to give it your details, what you have done, which projects you have done, where you are from, if you have any experience or not. Then it will create a dummy, right? And accordingly, you can upgrade it. Not only by Chat GPT, we have lot of applications also. We have Job Scan, we have Resume Worded. These are some I can mention in the chart, like Resume Worded is one of which helps you in keyword formations. We have Scan, which helps you in scanning your resume, right? So you can try these. Now let's move forward. So you can see, means earlier AI was meant for, we had a mindset that it is only for the coders, it is only for the developers. We have AI machine learning, coding. But now if you see, coding is sort of vanished. Now coding is also being helped by the AI. If I don't know any language, still I can code in that. How it is possible? If I don't know Python, I can still code in that. I should have a basic knowledge of how to use a tool and what I am trying to do and what language means. Means I have to get the basic knowledge of programming language. I can get the code written from the AI for a particular task. I can only review it and use it. This is how it is helping coders also. Similar, if I talk about, as per my previous experience, if I tell you the reality, AI is not only in the technical department, it is everywhere, either in the HR, either in the management, either in the admin, either in the designer, everywhere. Reason being, because every domain is right now in the automation state. They want their work to be done effectively, efficiently, in less time. So automation is the major factor due to which AI is being integrated in every process or in every domain, right? So, so this is what we usually do. We take AI into consideration for our smart learning. Now, how many of you have used Perplexity? How many of you have used Perplexity? I did. What Perplexity is used for particularly? What do you think? Is it same for as ChatGPT or is it different? Research, advanced research purpose. Okay, it's different. It's different. Okay, great. So here the point is that in your, like, we use ChatGPT, we use Gemini, right? Both tools are for different purposes and they serve different knowledge, different outputs. Now if I talk about your explanation, summary, your basic necessities, basic learning, you can go with these tools. But Perplexity is one of the tool which is very important if you go for the research purposes. For example, if I want to learn something new or I want to see what is going on in the market, in the tools category, in the AI field, I will choose Perplexity, not ChatGPT, because Perplexity is designed for research purpose itself. It, for every question, any layman question also, if you ask, it would eventually go on the web browser and search for different websites and give you the result. Go for search for the research papers. That is why whenever you are going for research related activities or learning, use Perplexity and be aware that different tools serve different purpose. Don't use a single like ChatGPT for everything. Go and search for AI tools. Go and see which instruction or which work you want to solve and then choose the tool. Notebook LLM is also good. It's too good. The best feature of Notebook LM is that you can convert your text into audio. If you are traveling somewhere, you don't have the time to read the PDFs, you don't have the time to read the text. You can convert your PDF into audio and listen to it while you are traveling. Best part of it. That is also good, right? So we have not only these limited, we have n number of AI tools which you can search for. Now, as I mentioned, no coding background, you are still AI ready. Because right now, as I mentioned, coding is not the necessity. Being AI enabled is the necessity of the hour and will be for the future years. Reason being, codes, now ChatGPT, Gemini, these LLMs are giving us codes, right? So we want a person who have the basic knowledge of coding, but knows how to apply the AI into the plus coding, AI plus human, and work efficiently and automate the task as much as possible. So that why the companies are doing that? Why the companies are doing that? If they have a person who can do the same task, why they are going for the automation? What do you think? Why they are going for the automation? Time saving, sort of time saving, but major purpose is reduce cost, error free to save the time. Error free, what do you think? ChatGPT is error free every time? It's not. It gives error also sometimes, but you have to have a human in loop every time. So basically, why they are doing so is so that your manpower of the company is not wasted on the small tasks. For example, if I tell you that you have to fill a sheet daily on daily basis every morning when you start your work or when you start your day, what you will do? You will find a way so that you don't have to sit and manually fill the sheet on daily basis. You will try to automate something so that this small task can be done automatically and you can focus on some other task, right? This you will think as a student. Now think about the company level or IT level things, jobs, works, which they are. So there are a lot of niche things, niche work they have to do, like filling out the sheets, multiple things, filling out multiple sheets on daily basis. So what they do, they automate that and they give that time to something more important. That is how they companies are utilizing it now. So how we can create the sites, we can create the websites without coding also. So see, we have number of sites which you can explore. I won't be getting into the much elaborated part of it. You can explore like which app you know for PPT making. Give me the app names or tool names which you know for the PPT making. PowerPoint, Canva, Gemini, Gamma, great. Canva, Google Slides. Okay, we have Google Slides. We have AI integrated with that. We have Canva AI, but that is AI is a limited free version. We have Gamma, in which we have credits. Mostly now, people, what do they do? They make PPT using the Gamma. And what do you think? They write the prompt on their own? What they do, they basically take the chat or they take the prompt from the chat GPT for creating a PPT, and then they copy paste that into the gamma and your PPT is ready. That is minutes. Now if I talk about your websites, there are n number of sites, like we have Lovable AI. I can mention in the chat, you can go and search what we have on Lovable AI. Emergent, right? So Lovable AI is one of the app where if you give a proper prompt, your website is ready in seconds. Earlier, developers, what did they used to do? They used to spend minimum 1 week on designing a website, right? But now, by giving just instructions, you can have a full-fledged ready website by giving only English prompt instructions. That is why we are saying prompt engineering is so much important, because dealing with any application of AI, either it is for website building, automation, app ideas, for creating PPT, for interacting with chatbot, we need for creating workflows, anything. One thing to be kept in mind is prompt, because your prompt decides what kind of output you are giving. If I give a vague prompt while I'm building a website, I won't get a website, I won't get a good website, right? So my website won't be approved. Maybe my buttons will be here and there, it won't be clickable. What things I want to be integrated, that is not integrated. So I need to give my prompt very effectively, right? So don't have a mindset that you need coding for being AI ready. You need to have knowledge and you need to have a mindset that you can be AI enabled. That is a major thing to be AI ready. Now, AI as your personal career assistant, we know that for job preparations, for learning, for boosting our productivity, if you want to do some assignment, if you want to learn something, we automatically go for Google, Gemini, and we go for it. If I'm confused about something, like if I want to be a AI ML engineer, I can go and ask my Gemini to create a career path for me. It will do that. So it is helping us in the smarter decisions also. Then this is all which we have already discussed, that how AI is helping us to become job ready. That is skill enhancement. That is a learning process which we discussed. That second is profile improvement. Profile improvement, one example I showed you of resume. Similarly, you can go with the LinkedIn also. If I want to change my LinkedIn profile, I can copy paste my bio into the chat GPT or Gemini, and I can tell that I want uh, I'm focusing on getting shortlisted in the business analyst profile. Please reframe my LinkedIn bio as per that profile. So what Gemini or ChatGPT or any AI tool will tell you? It will give a refined bio, which will eventually have keywords for your role or as per your role, right? So same you can do with your CV and your LinkedIn's. Third is your interview readiness. Now, for interview readiness, communication matters, right? So for interview readiness, we have some AI applications, like we have Udly. You can try that if you get time. This is a very good application wherein you can have a mock interview, just like you have a real interview. Similarly, you can have an interview and they will analyze what verbs you used, what is the frequency, right frequency, where you missed the communication, where your flow was not good. It will give you a proper analysis of your communication, that where you were lacking. And I guess 5 mocks are free in this, in a particular Gmail account. Before any interview, if you are lacking in communication, everyone knows where one lacks, right? So you can practice your interview communication with this application. Similarly, you can practice mock interviews in ChatGPT also. You can tell ChatGPT to act as a recruiter and help you in a role play. Role play, that is called as role play prompting. When uh, ChatGPT, you tell ChatGPT, you ask the question, you will be giving the answer, and ChatGPT have to score you based on the answer you are giving. That is called as interview role play, right? And last is continuous growth. That stay updated, follow the pages on YouTube, Instagram, news, where you are getting news related to AI, not the other stuff. That will keep you updated on the new trends. Now, this we have already discussed, so I'm not repeating it again. Now, as I said, that AI is not taking away the jobs, they are not replacing you, it is basically empowering you. So, make this mindset with you that AI tools won't eventually take your jobs. So, in your day to day life or in your day to day practice, integrate AI. How you can integrate AI? For example, you are learning something, instead of swapping through the Google through different looks, go for Gemini, go for Perplexity. Daily in the morning, search 5 tools which are in trend in AI right now in the market. Do it every alternate day. At the end of you can say 15 days, you will have at least 10 to 15 tools with you which is in the market and trend, right? So When someone tells that, have you heard about this too? You are not like, no, I have not heard. Means you are much competitive to stay in the market and you are already aware of what is going in the market. So this is a very basic exercise that go on Perplexity, go on Gemini every morning for 10 minutes, search for, give me 5 top tools which are in trend in the market. For example, for summary, then go for image generation, then go for video editing, then go for coding, then for website building, for automation. You can tell the task and have a list ready with you, and then once you have 10 to 15 tools, you can search for which are free and which are paid. So that if I tell you, make a PPT for me, or if someone tells you, don't sit and spend 3 to 4 hours making a PPT. You go on Gamma, we have some credits in Gamma, how to get it refined, how to get a professional PPT ready from Gamma, that is also a major task. As I said, input is very important because if you go on Gamma simply, you won't get a good PPT. So you have to give a proper input to get a proper output. That is, good input is equal to good results and good output. Stay relevant, that is what I have already mentioned. So in your career, integrate AI so that you can be future ready, because you already know wherever you search right now around you, if you mention 5 emerging career paths, 5 emerging skills, top 3 I can guarantee would be related to AI. And fourth can be cyber security, because that is also in trend. That is the reality of today. So be career ready and integrate AI tools with you. That is from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. Then we can wind up.
Well, thank you so much, Anjali, for this wonderful session. We'll keep 5 more minutes for you to address any queries, and
So,
then we can start the next part of the session. Students, if you have any queries, please, the chat is open. Please post it in the chat box. Great. I think the session was very well understood by students. Okay, we have one question. Is it relevant to go for full stack software developer?
yeah, see, as I mentioned, full stack software developer build websites, they go with the client work, right? So now clients are also demanding that if I am a client, I come to you that build a website for me. Now what clients are doing basically, they want that you should integrate AI into their website. So if you are not AI enabled, you cannot integrate that, right? So as I mentioned, it is not about developer, it is not about HR, it is not about admin, it is not about a design specialist. AI is required by the clients in the market right now, that if something can be done manually, why we can't integrate AI into it, because it is the need of the hour. One question I can see ma'am has asked, that how we can confirm that prompt we are giving is the best prompt. See, there is no best or bad prompt. As I mentioned, what you give to the bot is what accuracy you get outside, means in your output. So the best prompt is with which you can solve your problem, or in which you can get the best output in the least time. That is the best prompt. That is the answer which I can give you on this. For AI developers, should we need to learn DSA? See, you should be aware of the technologies which is related to your field. If you are a developer, your coding DSA is mandatory. That is a niche skill. That is not. See, earlier Java was the mandatory. Now, apart from Java, Python is mandatory if you go for any interview. They ask, do you know Python? Why? Because Python is so relevant due to AI. So DSA coding is the mandatory skills, but without AI, you won't be so much valued, because the person who know DSA, coding and AI would be valued much because they can automate the tasks. Hope so I answered everyone, most of the queries.
Great. So I think we can wrap the session up. Thank you so much, Anjali.
Thank you.
I, with the number of queries that we are receiving, I think students understood the session very well. Well, thank you so much. Um, Students, we'll begin the next part of the session. Thank you, Anjali, and thank you, everyone, and all the students for being so proactive throughout the session. Now it's time for us to welcome our next speaker. Till then, you just, take 1 or 2 minutes break. Our next speaker is joining now, and we'll begin with the next part of the masterclass. Hope everyone enjoyed this session. You can use the React panel to let us know how did it go for you. Our next speaker is joining in a minute. Yes, he's here. So our next speaker for this session is here, Mr. Rajeshwar Gongala. Um, a very warm welcome to you, sir. So we'll be starting with the session now. And before we begin, I would like to introduce you to our today's speaker. Mr. Gongola is a seasoned cybersecurity leader with over 20 years of experience in the IT industry. Throughout his career, he has taken on diverse roles, including developer, tester, quality assurance leader, auditor, Six Sigma expert, delivery manager, and cybersecurity leader. His multidisciplinary expertise and strong leadership makes him a driving force in building secure, high-performing technology environments. So a very warm welcome to you, sir, and the stage is yours.
You actually need to make him the co-host. Can you just repeat the name once again?
Sure. Uh, Ayush, can you please, okay, you can see in the comment, in the chat, Mr. Gongula, Gongallala.
Just
Yeah, please make him the co-host. I hope I think he's
I
dropped
don't
out.
think so. She's yeah. I
No,
think
no,
so.
he was here.
He's not.
He was here, but I think there's some internet issue. Let me just get back. Ayush, can you please check the waiting room?
Hey, I am checking. He's not. No one's there in the waiting room.
So yes, he's facing some internet issues. So let's be a little patient. He'll be joining us in a minute. So before he joins in, I'd like to tell you that we have made a Google form and we'll be circulating it at the end of the session. So that will collect all the people's profiles who are not seeing CSR box on their IBM SkillsBuild profile. Okay, so please make sure that you fill in that form. Ayush, he's here now. Can you please make him the co-host? Yeah. Yeah. So we have our speaker with us now. Welcome, Mr. Gongola.
Yes, that this is it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yes. So we have made you the co-host. You can share your screen. You can switch on your camera, and yes, if you want to, and we can start the session because I think it's already 5:10. So again, a very warm welcome to Mr. Rajeshwar, who will be taking this next part of today's session. Sir,
Uh,
if yes, we can hear you, sir.
yeah, fair enough. Like I would like to understand that who are the participants in this? Because unless I understand the participants and their requirements, like if you can unmute one or two, I think three participants. So then, based on that, randomly you can select three participants. Let us hear from them. Based on that, I will try to move ahead with the session. Okay?
Absolutely. So we have the chat open. So students, can you please, uh, okay, you're a college student. Can you tell us about your semester and your course? Quickly, 5 to 7 responses we would want, and then we'll just begin the session. Just write down
So
your
are
BCA
you
second sem.
is it a
So we have BCA, MCA students, mostly
okay?
BSc, MCA, BCA students. Yes, a lot of BCA students. And of course, BCom students as well, non-tech background students as well. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
students.
fair
Yes.
enough, fair enough.
We can stop the
Thank you,
chat now.
students. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Let's begin the
yeah,
session.
yes, please. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you all for joining the session. So let me first introduce myself. I am Rajeshwar Gongala. I did my master's from IIT Bombay, and I have 20 plus years experience in wide range of the roles inside the IT organizations. So I started as a developer and I played various roles like auditor and the quality assurance manager, and then the I worked as the quality, like for one of the service organizations. I was the heading the entire quality operations, and currently I'm working as a cyber security leader inside the IBM. Okay, that's a brief about me. And now, what I would like since most of you posted, like it is a diversified audience, I will not talk about many of the tools. So I would like to take understand like the way you stand with respect to your competency. So, to my understanding, technical graduates like like BTech or MTech kind of a technology related one. So, I will not take you through wide range of the AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or Perplexity, OpenAI, Copilot, etc., etc. There are a number of tools. Even you Google it, you will get it. Okay. So my intention is for you guys to make your first thing is that how relevant are you with respect to your whatever you are good. Okay, some of you have mentioned that you are a BSc graduate, some of them are in BCom graduates, and some of them are the civil engineers, and some of them are in the BTech in the computer science and etc. and so on and so forth. Okay, so now for you is that first thing you should understand is that you have to be very good in the whatever you are doing. Okay, so don't think any particular course it is not trendy. Okay, don't worry about what is trendy, what is not trendy. You have to master of your own competencies. Either it can be commerce or it can be AI related, AI engineer. Okay, there is no distinction. So for that one, if you are really good, right, there is a ample market for any kind of a technology or any kind of a skill. Okay, including arts, humanities. Most of the times engineering graduates, if you ask, they think that okay, humanities, oh, humanities. But no, everything has its own place, but its only thing is that you have to put wholehearted effort into that. Okay, so that's a point number one. And the next one is that So before I jump in into how do you search and how do you do all that stuff, right? A couple of generic gnan I would like to give so that it really helps you in terms of interview. Okay, so I was part of the one of the leading service organization. Um, I interviewed close to, I would say, nearly 2,000 people in a span of say 4 to 5 months. Okay, all campuses. Okay, virtual campuses. You name any engineering college in India. I used to like they used to I used to interview them virtually. Okay, so if I used to be like as a interviewer, the organization used to give me 19 minutes time. Okay, so in 19 minutes I need to evaluate. Okay, so here like it again it depends upon the interviewer to interviewer. So if a particular interviewer may be technical, some of them may be interested in the your extracurricular activities, and some of them may be interested in the how good are you. Like if you ask me that how I am going to evaluate. Okay, so let us take a computer science graduate. A computer science graduate, if I were to interview him, right, I will just ask him one question. Okay, so what are you good at? Okay, so the first question comes is that whatever best you are in, just answer that. Okay, so once you answer that, then what next comes is that you really need to be good. Okay, so suppose say if you are inside the computer science, you are you say that I am good in programming, or else are you good at data structures, are you good at the dbms, are you good at the AI prompt engineering related one, are you good at the some kind of a like you take the statistical techniques inside the AI. Okay, are you good at the AI tools? Okay, are you good at like developing some kind of a if your manager assuming that you are moved into the organization, if your manager asks you to develop a PowerPoint, okay, so how fast you will be able to do it? Okay, so will you be using some kind of a gamma tool, or else will you be doing genstart kind of a tool, or the like if some kind of a image related one, will you be using a mid journey kind of AI tool, or the like this? There are so and so forth tools which are available in the market. Now for you is the important point is that you have to take the couple of points which are whichever is your core strengths, right? You have to take. Okay, so if the question comes to like the what it comes is that first I ask that what are you good at. Okay, so if a computer science engineer says that I am good at Python language, okay, then I will ask him that, okay, can you do a programming for me some xyz activity? Okay, so similarly if I have to interview a bsc chemistry graduate, okay, I will ask him that what chemistry since you are a chemistry graduate, what are you good at? Are you good at organic or inorganic or the physical chemistry? Okay, so if you say that organic chemistry, then I will ask him that, okay, can you give me the what is aldol condensation or the pinnacle reaction? Okay, so if you are a, say electrical engineer, okay, then I will ask him about the how is the gating, like do you know what is NOR gate, what is NOT gate, how do you combine the NOR gate and NOT gate kind of a thing? Okay, if somebody says that I am the economics background. So now the coming back to the point is that you have to understand you need to be very good at it, at least one of the component. Okay, so unless you are good in one of the components, one of the core of your topic, you will be cornered, and then you will start blaming the industry that okay, industry is not open and all that. At any given point of time, industry is wide open, and industry will observe the good people. Like you name any technology, you name any subject, industry is there for it. Okay, so that's a point number one. Now that's about generic what you call generic aspects about the job market and other stuff. Okay, now let us move to the core aspects of it. Okay, I will not take much of the AI tools. I will only take the chat GPT because it's so diversified audience. Unless I cater to the diversified audience, it will not the session. I will not be doing justice to the session. Okay, so I can talk about AI tools, and I just for your information, I am a certified data scientist from the Indian Statistical Institute. Okay, so now coming back to the point, let me take the only chart GPT and run through you couple of basic things. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. Okay. I hope most of you know about the prompt engineering and other things. Okay, so first thing is what you need to understand is uh, one second. Just a second. I hope you know like how to create a notifications for yourself. Okay, so first I will teach you about creating of a notifications. Probably other speaker might have already did the same thing, but just for your understanding purpose. Okay, so if you go here, if you go whenever you log into ChatGPT, go here and then say go to the settings, and once you go to the settings, then click on the notification and then say manage tasks. Okay, so it comes like this. Okay, then what you need to do is that you need to create a prompt here. Okay, so I hope all of you know what is meant by prompt. It is prompt is nothing but you are assuming that you are talking to me. Okay, so then like when you talk to me, then you'll ask me that, okay, since I am from the cyber security area, then you may ask me that how is a cyber security. Like if you ask what is cyber security and how is cyber security, that's a very initial prompt. Okay, so like just a minute. So find the job, like a basic very weak prompt. Okay, so find the cyber security jobs in India. Okay, that gives, it's very broad, and like it is asking that totally like if somebody asks you to boil a ocean, I'm sure you will not be able to boil the ocean, right? So if somebody gives you a glass of water, you can be able to boil the water glass of water. Okay, so that will be too wide to answer that. Okay, find the cyber security jobs. Okay, next iteration is that find the because it may list down the, probably you might not even took a birth during that time also, the jobs are listed, so all of them it may be listing you. Okay, so then next iteration is that find the cyber security jobs in India. Okay, so it was very broad, and in posted recently it doesn't specify any time. Okay, so but still you need to be clear that, okay, it is recently means you don't know, recent means 1 year for you, maybe for other guy maybe it's one day or maybe 2 days. Okay, so then next question comes is that, are you at the entry level, or are you at the mid level, are you at the senior level, are you at the executive level? Okay, so are you will you be interested in the service organization, will you be interested in the product based organizations, or else do you have any specific role inside that? Cybersecurity is too wide. Okay, so instead of that, what you need to do is that, okay, can you do further? Okay, can you post cybersecurity jobs posted in last 1 week? Okay, so that makes it makes more life more easy. Okay, so then what you can do is that then it gives the focus on the, now it is the recent related one, you cleared it. What about other things? Okay, what about the levels, what about the companies, and again here cybersecurity is again very wide. Okay, so if you take the cybersecurity per se, right, you have the various roles, like either it can be GRC, it can be like incident manager, or it can be the security architect, or it can be the compliance architect, it can be the penetration pen test related activities, so on and so forth. Okay, so then can you be focus about more levels, okay, in terms inside the cyber security. Okay, so then next comes is that search for the same recently past 7 days at the software product companies in India. Okay, so now the step one is completed. Now you need to put the filter about the again inside the cyber security roles. Okay, then you may want to exclude a couple of roles, like you don't want some kind of say what you will call consulting roles, or the only part-time roles, or the freelancer kind of a role. You want a permanent, a full-time employee kind of a thing. You may be looking into that. Okay, then then the thing comes is that okay, you are able to pinpoint the what are the specific role you are looking into, and what kind of a job types in the sense you are specifically looking for the full-time employee. Okay, some of them maybe they don't want to work a full-time employee, they want to work only 3 days a week. Okay, so they may be looking for a consulting kind of role. Okay, you can be specify that. Okay, compare the jobs description like resume. Now up to this point you are looking, you are trying to generate the with respect to leads with respect to the jobs which are in the cybersecurity domain for past 7 days in the product based organization with specific role and specific type of things. Okay, now next thing comes into that compare the job description. Now next is that you need to you are able to get the whatever you are looking. Okay, now the job number of jobs and other things you already got it. Now the next question comes is that you need to optimize your resume. Okay, there are say there are maybe some 100 jobs are there, but whether your job, most of the times if you go and ask any HR, right, nobody is really looking into your resumes and then shortlisting it. It is the AI chatbots which they will, like, as soon as they get the resume, they will input into the chatbots or the some kind of a tooling system inside the HR system. So they are going to optimize this. Okay, so they are going to they will be shortlisting it. Okay, now you have the job, but you assume that your resume fits into that. Whether that really fits or not, that is another question. Okay, so here the key thing, as most of you are aware that you most of you are aware that any resume will be having a keywords. Okay, so if you go to any resume optimizing tool or any kind of a resume writing paid services, like either it can be Naukri or LinkedIn or wherever you go it, right? So what they will be doing is that they will be trying to put extra keywords into your resume, so that at least when you go inside the, like, once you get the interview call, then only your skill will be demonstrated. You may be extremely good in the programming, but unless you get an interview call, you will not be able to clear the interview. Okay, so to do that, first step is that you need to do the resume optimization. Okay, so for that one, what you need to do is that you need to take couple of jobs meeting your profile. Take either LinkedIn or Naukri or Monster, or like whatever tool you are looking for. Okay, so indeed whatever the tools you are the job portals you are looking into, take those things and do use a chat GPT or perplexity or Gemini or any tool. Okay, for that matter, try to do what are the key strengths all these jobs they are looking for. Okay, and take them and try to see that whether your resume has that ingredients or not. Okay, unless you have that ingredients, like you may be assuming that you are a data scientist. Okay, you are extremely good in the some kind of a Python language. At the same time, you may be looking into what you call some kind of a statistical analysis techniques. It can be like R kind of a tool, and then you may be be good in the normalization concepts, and you may be good in the some kind of a linear regression and polynomial regression, etc. and so forth. And the PCA kind of a tool. But the thing has that right to get shortlisted. You have to you take those couple of job profiles of the data scientists and put it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you some ingredients. Okay, take that and do a resume optimization. Use input those keywords inside your resume. Okay, so once your resume has it, then again ask the ChatGPT or the any other tool. Okay, so you take that tool and do you think that my resume fits to this? Okay, then it automatically tells that okay, your resume will be like based on it. Can you score it? Okay, it will obviously give you some scoring system. So it or else you can put into ordinal scale like red, green, yellow. Okay, how do you classify my resume whether it falls into red, green, yellow? Okay, if it's a green, just try to do a fine tuning. Just try to see the what is the job requirement, and what is the notice period they are looking for it. If you are a fresher, anyway there is no notice period related issue. That those kind of things you need to really do the optimization. Then you try to apply for it. Okay, so these are all a couple of prompt engineering related one. Okay, so now you take those prompts. Okay, so you take those prompts and come back here. Put it inside this, then whatever I yeah okay, manage tasks and put those prompts. Okay, so a couple of prompts I will just for your understanding purpose, what I have did is so here like here something like say this one I have created it. Okay, so set up automated task every day at 9 a.m. for cyber security jobs at software companies. Use web search, email me the results with direct companies. Okay, here you don't want any kind of a consultant. Okay, create a tabular form and then you do this. Okay, so that is what I have put it. Okay, so and then you do this. Okay, so then what it does is that uh, here it gives like this. Okay, so if you see the prompt, it tells you that okay, the example result will be like this. Okay, if you set up like this and says that okay, cyber security engineer, company, location, link, role, keywords, technical skills. Okay, so now the thing is that whatever the prompt engineering with respect to your resume, I have mentioned it, right? Make sure that assuming that you are in the you are inside the in an organization, you are in something like say GRC engineer. Okay, assuming that it's a X role, but the role, you know that you have the competency to do the role. Okay, but the role name is not matching it. Okay, so now for you guys too is that tweak the role in such a way that anyway you have the competency, you are not faking it. Okay, never do any kind of a faking, because that is a professional ethics which you need to adhere to very strictly. Okay, so make sure that your role, whatever it is doing, make a fine tuning so that you are not lying. At the same time, you are helping the whichever ingoing organization to cater to their business needs. Okay, so then take the technical skills. Okay, now your resume role should have similar role, and the next is that technical skills. Okay, in the technical skills, your resume should have all most of these technical skills. If you don't have it, make sure that you try to go through couple of learning tools, and then these couple of certifications associated with that, that helps you. Okay, another important point is that since most of you are the freshers, right, you should do some kind of a hackathons or hackathons, and then you have to participate in some kind of a conferences, and then the technical skills or the technical certifications, right? So if you are in the cyber security, like look for CISSP. Okay, if you are in the Java or Python kind of a things, make sure that you participate in the lead code kind of a thing. Okay, if you are in the data sciences, go to the Kaggle and do some kind of a what you will call participation, that try to improve your score. Okay, so there are various forums, you search for it, you will get it. Okay, you only thing is you need to be good in what you are doing. Okay, so if you are confident enough and you are competent enough also to do that particular respective job, and now you have to get your calls. To get the calls, make sure that the role description and the technical skills should match to yours. Your whatever the what your resume should have it. Unless you have that, your whatever the shortlisting of your resume by the respective prompts will not do it. Okay, so you are really good in some kind of a Python programmer, but you will not get observed by the you will not be even called for interview because your resume is not demonstrating that. Then you say that, okay, I participated in the some XYZ hackathons using Python, and then I solved this problem. And you may not be the winner. Okay, so I participated, and I got the participation certificate. That's okay, but at least something to prove that you attempted for something there. Okay, and then based on that, now next thing comes into the picture is the 1 second. Okay. Next is that you may be having some kind of a company related one. Okay, some of them may be, as you know, product based organizations are really, they are good in the absorption of the emerging technologies, and then implementing same things inside the organization. At the same time, service organizations have the wide range of the scope. Okay, let us take Infosys or TCS, Wipro, or the Accenture kind of organizations. Okay, so those organizations, if you really look into them, right, you name any technology, they will be having it. Okay, so if you take a organization like say IBM, okay, they are good in the extremely good in the say cloud technologies, or they are good in this app, but they have the focused area because they have the product for that particular product, whatever technology. Okay, so at one point of time, like product organization .NET used to be the leader. Okay, and after that Python came into the picture for some specific segment. Okay, and then Go language came into the picture, and before this there used to be a lot of tools. Okay, now entire thing is taken care by the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so coming back to the point, so now you have to understand that what is your organization you are looking for. Okay, and then once you are aware of that what organization you are looking for, now you need to do, assuming that you are called for say an organization known as a ABC software service organization. Okay, service organizations means example is like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, or XYZ. Okay, so if you are looking for that, and then if they are looking for some particular, again the say you again you have to understand that, okay, when they are calling, they may be calling you for a specific segment. Okay, say retail, or the manufacturing, or the something like say AI, or tools kind of a things. Okay, most of the organization have their own tools kind of a thing. You have to understand that where you will be interviewed, and at the same time what does the organization is doing it. So now what you need to do is that go to the LinkedIn or Indeed or the Naukri, and try to say, suppose I am taking TCS or Infosys as an example. Okay, you take the Infosys, and then you are looking for some kind of a DevOps kind of a role. Take out all DevOps kind of a roles, and again give it to the ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT does the analysis. Okay, so let us take okay, not there. So I have taken two or three job descriptions. Okay, and given this. Okay, so then do can you like then I asked that, okay, can you do some kind of a summarization? Can you summarize this job description? This is, again, if you remember the prompt engineering example which I have told you, it is very generic. Okay, then you need to further fine tune. Okay, it says that, okay, there are two different kind of a roles. Okay, role 1 and role 2. Okay, and inside this, these XYZ skills they are looking for. Inside this, they are looking X for the skills. Okay, so now you have to look, since you are the freshers, and if you want to mold yourself into a particular thing, then what you need to do is that, what will be, at the end of the day, for you, high paying salaries, what it is more important. Okay, then again, whether cyber security analyst or the GRC role, which one will you'll be able to fetch more. Okay, then you need to understand that, you need to do the market analysis, that, okay, which role of this one will fetch me more. Okay, then what you need to do is that, you have to go to the chat GPT and do a further prompts. Okay, so the prompt engineering, that whatever prompts you are writing, right, you write it and fine tuning it, and then see that once you apply for some 3 jobs, make sure that at least you should get one job. Okay, one interview call. Job getting is, again, it depends upon the skill, but at least you getting shortlisted is very important there. Okay, so then first thing is that you have to understand that what is the job, a job description is asking, what are the role expectation, what are the skills, and then inside that, what are the specific organization type, inside the organization type, what are the different skills the organization is looking for, and again, inside the skills, you are looking for which one is more lucrative and the more number of opportunities, and you should have the growth path associated with it. Okay, so make sure that you understand all these points, and for all these points, you should use the any of the. I'm not saying that you use Perplexity or you use ChatGPT or Google Gemini or OpenAI. Okay, so make sure that you do this, and based on that, if what you do is that, next thing is that you apply for it. Once you get the, assuming that you got a call from the one, assuming that you applied some 10 different jobs, one you got is the product based organization, another one is a service based organization. Okay, so when you get from both of them, now for you the next task is the interview clearing. Okay, so what you do is that, anyway, you try, like, what is the first thing you need to do is that, you go to whatever they like. First thing you should ask to the HR is that, can you please provide me the JD? Okay, usually they will provide, but for you, ask them the job description. Okay, take the job description and put it into the, like, just try to see where does your resume, what is your core strengths, and what is the job description it is expecting. Okay, so suppose, say you are into some kind of a chemistry related one. Okay, so they are looking for uh, a product manager, and you are a R&D guy. Okay, so if they are looking for a product manager and you are a R&D guy, which is in reality you might be having competency, but you should always look for your passion. Okay, don't compromise for your passion level. Okay, because you are very entry level. For you, the very important thing is that you follow your passion. That's the way you grow it, or else you will be simply running for a short term gains, which is in general it will be money. So you will be ruining your careers. Okay, I have seen a couple of people who are doing the what we'll call delivery kind of things. I'm not degrading anything here. What I mean is that Zomato or Swiggy kind of a thing. Okay, where I would recommend you guys to like, those are the short term things. Okay, it may be you may be getting some better. You probably in a particular month they may be getting better paid than a software engineer, but you are not doing justice to your passion. Okay, you, whatever passion you have it, try to keep that passion in the mind, and build your skills. Okay, again, now the question comes is that, okay, you got the interview and now you have to clear the interview. Now you know the what is the job description, what does your resume talks, and then you search inside that. Okay, so can you list me the cyber security related, cyber security GRC related FAQs, or the frequently asked questions, or the interview questions inside the Infosys or the TCS or the IBM or any particular organization. Okay, and usually the good practice is that go to that particular organization portal, and or else you can ask in the chat GPT itself, can you give me TCS cyber security organization hierarchy? Okay, so that's a prompt you are throwing. It says that, okay, you have the CISO, below CISO you will be having some XYZ roles. So you just try to understand that where does your role stands. Okay, and then ask that, okay, for say cyber security GRC role, what kind of a questions, what kind of a they what kind of a role. Okay, so any organization, any unit will time you should have the growth prospect. Okay, sometimes if you go to some XYZ organization, they may be having, okay, they need to get some kind of a certification. Okay, the certification in terms of say they want to get a like ISO certification or the CMI certification or the what you call SOC 2 certification, PCA certification. Those are the some various statute and regulatory needs. Probably most of you may not be understanding it. Okay, they will be simply using it, and after that they may ask you to look for the other opportunity. Instead of that, make sure that you have the passion for subject. The organization where you are going, probably you may be delayed, but it will not be denied. Okay, so delaying is okay, but denying is not a good thing. Okay, so you try to align such a way that use the wherever it is required, use the different prompts. Okay, so I may not be able to give upfront some kind of a prompts that, okay, um, I can give you some prompts. Okay, but which is not very greatly useful to you. The reason being that it is again, prompt is a context dependent. Okay, unless your context meets that, it will give you some XYZ output which will not be catering to your business requirement. Okay, so keeping the like and again you will be getting say cyber security interview questions there. Okay, so inside the cyber security, you may have to further drill down to say GRC related. Okay, inside the GRC, you have to again see that, okay, what are the different interview questions typically asked in IS. You know this 27,001, or else you know PCA. If you don't know, right, just try to go to the Google and see a particular standard. Try to understand it. What are the how is the working modalities of it? How is the structural breakdown of it? And then how does it caters? What kind of a customers you have it? So those so on and so forth. You have to make sure that you understand those things. Okay, so keeping all this if you do these things right, probably it will help you to do the justice to your interview. And assuming that I assume that with all these inputs, right, I'm sure you guys will be able to at least will be reach to some kind of a stage, probably if not one interview or one round or two rounds of interview, or one organization, two organizations. You have to, and another important thing is that when if you go to any particular organization, make sure that after coming back you write down the all the interview questions. You should have those things. And again, see what does the chat GPT has given it, and fine tune your what is your answer you have given. That interviewer don't understand, I did my best, but interviewer is not. It is not the question of you did it your best or not. It is you are you able to get your not is more important. You have to do your what made you to fail in that. Okay, so never expect a success upfront at a very first stretch itself. Okay, so now for you the important thing is that whether I am able to crack it or not. If you are not able to crack it, that's a learning lesson for you. And see that, okay, in this particular area, I answer this, whether my answer is right or wrong. Okay, so be things saying that, okay, I answered it, interviewer was in the different mode and all that. Okay, everybody like if interviewer doesn't want, you don't even waste your time to call for a interview. Okay, so come back and do the AI tools. Okay, so one is that what does the standards say, assuming that you are working for standards, you see the standards. Okay, what does the standard says, what is the answer you are given it, and whether that particular answer really fits or not. Okay, so that's a way that there is a cycle known as a plan to check act cycle. Okay, you have to planning it. Okay, you have to planning is what you were doing initially, stating that, okay, I have this particular I'm looking for the job. Okay, inside the job a particular role, and inside the role you say whatever I explained you, I don't want to repeat the same thing again. Okay, so do that, and once you interview call comes, then you are doing it. Okay, once you come back, you are checking whether my answers are right or wrong. Okay, so if you are successful, done there. Okay, if you are not successful, it's a beautiful opportunity, you got to learn something there. Okay, and then you act on it. Okay, so what are my shortcomings? Okay, so whether shortcomings, and because if you really see without AI, right, you may be asking 1 or 2 persons. In the AI, it is a, like if you see any LLMs, all the LLMs taking gigabytes of petabytes of the data and doing analysis, and it is giving you output. Okay, so that's the way you are really blessed people to see those things and understand that, and then try to do some kind of a enrich yourself and go for the next interview. Probably within no time you'll be able to crack the interview. Okay, so with these things, what I will do is that I will stop here, and then one or two questions I would like to take it, and after that I would like to give some kind of a homework to you guys. Okay, um, can one or two, if somebody has a question, can they raise their hand so that moderator can unmute one of the person? Anybody has the question? Okay. Okay, moderator, can you
Sure,
unmute
sure.
one of the?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Ayush, can you open the chat? So we'll open the chat box and we'll have queries in the chat box.
Yeah, we
And
have. I've opened the chat box.
okay, great. Students, so if you have any queries from this session, from the previous session, please feel free to post your queries here. We'll use these last 10 minutes to solve the queries. Of course, the PDFs will be available for you in the WhatsApp group, the PPTs that have been shared. But right now, what I'm suggesting is please ask queries regarding the content that has been covered in both the parts.
Okay, that's okay. So what I will do is that I have a small exercise for you guys. Okay, so what you do is, can you summarize? Can we can be a conclusion summary of this? Sure, I will do that, Afrin. Okay, you if you are looking for the tools inside the cyber security, you see cyber security is divided into multiple things. Okay, one is a GRC area, another one is the SOC, in the sense Security Operations Center, and then the Cyber Defense Center, and then the vulnerability related one, static analysis, and then the dynamic analysis, and then the you like there is like what we'll call SOC operations. Basically, they will call it, and then the endpoint detection, and then the things you have. You have a number of tools are available. Probably you can Google it, you will get it. But the thing is that I cannot send it, or else I could. It is very easy for me. Okay, so okay, with respect to MBA prospect, right? Like that you are MBA graduate. Okay, so in for MBA graduates, you assuming that there are, there are multiple streams inside that. Okay, we finance, another maybe some kind of, you have to see that organizations, what are their focus. Okay, if you are really looking for a marketing job, that you have to understand that. Okay, coming back to whatever framework which I try to explain you guys, right? Just see that you make a use the chat GPT. Okay, so what does the business analyst will do inside the say a service organization? Okay, so like assuming that you are a MBA marketing guy, and then you are trying to do some kind of a, assuming that you are a product based organization. Okay, and you are MBA marketing guy in a product based organization. What kind of a services, or so assuming that you are looking for a product based organizations known as a Salesforce, a random example I'm giving. Okay, so you try to use the prompt engineering there. Okay, it tells you that okay, business analyst will do XYZ operations here. Then whether those business and whether your core skills is matching to that or not. Okay, if not, do whatever the skill which you are having it, how can I use that one to get, at least to get an interview call. Okay, first thing is that you need to get interview call. Okay, then the prompt engineering will help you that to fine tune your resume, assuming that they posted what you call a business analyst role inside the product organization. And then what is that they are doing it, what is the skills you have it. Okay, whether your resume is a bridge between them, whether that is catering or not. Okay, then they fine tune it and do again a prompt engineer there. Okay, and say that okay, whether my resume fits particular for this particular Salesforce role. Okay, business analyst Salesforce role. Then it may say that your resume may be having some XYZ shortfalls. Okay, in fact there are tools like, if you see that, right, use massive in US. Okay, but they are not, those tools are not in Indian context. But if you see the job right kind of things, which most of the times it caters to the US market. Okay, like then it now, first thing is that you found out a particular organization, your business skills, and then you are bridging the gap. Then you are seeing that okay, whether my resume falls into red, green, yellow kind of a thing. Then you are taking further step and making sure that like then assume that you apply and you get a call. Then next question is that what are the skills you need to you may get questions. Okay, so the interview related questions and other things is what I try to tell you in the using the chat GPT. Okay, so that is where you have to do it. Okay, so similarly, something like say people are asking about the sociology, did cyber security and Indian Statistical Institute connects you. Okay, fair enough. So I like AI is everywhere. Cyber security is no different. Okay, so basically I am an IIT graduate, but I did a course from ISI. Okay, now the question is that how did I connect it? So there were something like say cyber security means you will be sitting huge terabytes of the data. Okay, you take any organization, every organization have the tools. Okay, so you take any organization, the moment you enter into organization, in the sense the moment you log into organization, whatever enter your typing on the command prompt or the whatever prompt, or if you open a simple tool, right, and say that okay, now you go to this, okay, if you see this, right, even though if you go to say incognito mode, it says that you in incognito mode, it will tell you that okay, it will tell you that still your organization and country can look into your data, okay. So the moment you enter something like say cyber security, sorry, okay, so the moment you enter type here, when you enter it, that is getting registered in the organization database, okay. That's where the cloud comes into the picture, okay. So no, okay. Okay. So I will stop there. And the another question comes into the picture is that please suggest other platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, right? So you have the Grok is there, Perplexity is there, OpenAI is there, Microsoft Copilot is there. So in fact, both Google as well as a Microsoft, right? So suppose let me tell you, because I'm inside the organization, I can tell you, if you see this, right, here the copilot is integrated, okay. So word also has the copilot, okay, so which does the same job as the chat gpt kind of a thing, okay. So like this, these are the couple of tools, like there are huge list, but don't worry much about don't try to master many things, okay. For you, the important thing is that try to learn one thing, and after that you should have the awareness, you should have jack of many things but master of at least one. If you are not master of one, right, then there will be a challenge for you, because people will go in depth when you are trying to do any kind of a thing, okay. So what is the conclusion of the session is that make sure that you be good in the at least one or two domains of your own subject. Either it can be sociology, it can be chemistry, or it can be MBA, it can be Linux, or it can be the AI data engineer or the Python programmer. You should be extremely good. You should be, if somebody asks you what and left and right, you should be able to do that. Okay, you should be able to tell upfront. Okay, if somebody asks that, okay, can you do a palindrome program in Python? Okay, you should be able to do it in a fraction of seconds. Okay, or else you should know that what are the different libraries inside the python, which library to call it, and how do you do those kind of things. You should be able to do that. That's the first thing, okay. Next thing is that use AI to the maximum extent, because you are not going, nothing goes off your father's, right. You just type it in Google anyway. You are paying for internet, right. You use the chat gpt, or for that matter perplexity, anything, okay. You take and do that, okay, and see and compare, okay. And based on that, you take a call and see the whether keywords is matching, and then based on that you take the further steps to get an interview call. Once you get the interview call, make sure that you try to go depth about what kind of questions will be asked. Use the chat gpt, it really gives you, okay. Again, I will stop in 1 or 2 minutes, okay. I think they may be having other session, okay. So with that things, right, I will stop here. Thanks for giving me opportunity, moderator.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we don't have any other queries, so we can close the session for today. And thank you so much so for taking time out to take this session. I will take 10 minutes of students to explain about the assignment and other details about the program. But once again, thank you so much, sir. And yes, we'll continue with the session. Yeah. So,
Okay, thank you.
student, yeah.
I'm dropping up. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, right. Bye.
Okay. So, everyone, so I hope you all enjoyed today's session. So now we will be sending you the assignment in your WhatsApp groups. Okay. So I will share my screen and tell you about the assignment here so that you can understand and start working on it. So just give me a minute. I'll share my screen. I hope you all can see my screen. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Ayush, is my screen visible? Okay. So this is the assignment that you are supposed to submit. So I'll take you through all the parts. Okay. Um, Part one, self-discovery and career clarity. So your task is to basically your goal is to understand yourself better through the prompts that I Anjali talked about, and of course sir also talked about. So you have to use AI to identify your strengths, your interests, and ask AI to suggest five career options, and then pick one final career path that you want to explore further. Okay, we are just trying to understand where we are in terms of our academic and professional knowledge. Okay, and what can we do with it with the help of artificial intelligence and of course the prompt engineering that we have learned in the first part of the session. Okay, in this part you will be submitting the first prompt that you used and the improved structured prompt that you used with the approach that was taught in your first part of the session. Okay, and of course, you'll be writing about your strength, weaknesses, and the defined career paths and the one selected career path. Okay. Then in the second part, you have to understand how your chosen role fits into the real job market. इसमें आप क्या करेंगे? You will use AI to identify five companies that are hiring for the role. Okay. So now you've identified your strengths and weaknesses and your interest and job role. Now you will find that where does this job role exist? Which company is asking for this job role? And what are the five technical skills which are required for this job role? Okay. Then five soft skills. I hope we all know hard skills, soft skills slash technical skills. So technical skills are basically something that is very domain related. Okay, and soft skills are basically those skills which you would use irrespective of the job you're in. For example, team working with the team, uh, good communication skills, problem solving, critical thinking. All of these things will be used irrespective of the job or industry you're in. Okay, after that you will try to understand the typical entry level salary range for the role that you have just selected, and you will also try to understand the current hiring trends for this role. Okay, and you will use AI for this. Okay, now what you will do is the job role that you got from your previous research, you will look for that job role on LinkedIn. Okay, in our previous session we had seen how to use LinkedIn. Now we'll go and search for this job role manually on LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, all of these platforms. Okay, now what you'll do is you'll cross check the required skills and responsibilities which AI told you. Okay, so it's for your also for your mental satisfaction also. Okay, AI suggested you some responses. Now you take the same job role, go to LinkedIn, check what they have asked for, and tally it. Okay, now in this part you will be submitting the name of five companies that you selected, the job role, the entry level salary range, and the core technical and soft skills that you found are needed for this role. After this, then there is the third part, skill gap analysis. So your task is you have to give AI your current resume. If you don't have your resume made right now, what you can do is give AI your current skills, the skills that you think you are good at, and your academic journey, like you did your schooling from here, from in this year, and your CGPA was this. So you give all this to any generative AI, they will, work on it and give you your resume and ask for skill gaps. Okay. Skill gap matlab the skill that you still need to go to the job role that you chose in the